Yeah, when I went to record, it changed the view. Alright, so that should be okay. Alright. So it's 8:45, Sunday, May 21st. We're here in Bass Lake at our little vacation rental house here. And we got Ben Kane came to visit us. And I thought it would be cool to do a video and chat about some of the times he's had growing up, and we're going to start out with some questions right out of the book. So, Ben, what was your day and date of birth?
Date of birth?
Yeah.
11/26/1971. November 26th.
November 26,
That
1971.
was a Friday.
It's a Friday. Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
So you know that. So, wow, you even knew that it was a Friday.
It was a day after Thanksgiving.
So how old does that make you right now?
45.
45. Where were you born?
Chowchilla, California.
Chowchilla, California. All right. Do you know specifically like what hospital or any area?
It's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore. Okay, so anybody watching the video in the future, doing genealogy, don't bother going. It ain't there. Okay. Do you know any other circumstances of your birth, or who was present, who delivered you, etc.? You weren't born in the parking lot or anything.
I was at the hospital, and my dad was out with his buddies celebrating and rolled over in their car.
You're kidding.
Out in the country, yeah.
Well, that's a unique circumstance of your birth.
I know.
So, did your dad make it to your birth? Cut the cord, all that?
No. I don't know. Actually, I don't know that for sure. He said he was out living it up.
So he was celebrating.
Yeah.
Did he have any idea he was having a son, or back then they didn't know?
I don't know if he knew.
I don't think they really knew.
I don't think they had. Did they have?
They didn't have that kind of technology.
I don't think so.
I knew both my kids were boys before they were,
yeah.
20 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I
don't know if he knew.
I don't think so. I think it was always a surprise back then.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. But he was gonna celebrate no matter what, and they rolled the car.
Yeah, they rolled the car.
Were there any injuries? Anybody?
I don't think so. Nothing that he mentioned.
So there's nothing.
No, he rolled it over in a ditch or something.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's cool information to have documented. I'll have to get your dad's side of the story on that. It's like, I don't remember. I was upside down in a car. If you have a childhood picture, maybe we can share it later. Or do you carry anything around, or any specific childhood picture that's important to you?
No, not really.
Favorite picture?
I think my favorite, one I had with the monkey was pretty cool.
Which one?
Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee picture?
Yeah, the picture with a chimpanzee. I can't remember what.
Like you with a chimpanzee, or a picture of a chimpanzee?
No, me and the chimpanzee together.
And what's the setting there?
It was it Knott's Berry Farm? I can't remember where it was. Or it could have been. I don't know. But you were able to take a picture with a chimpanzee. It was like $10 back then. And I was like, that's crazy. You
that
get a
is
picture
cool.
with it.
That is cool.
I talked him into it, and he got me a picture with a chimpanzee.
Gina and I got pictures with this monkey, and it was the funniest thing too. We were in Boca Raton, I think, and I held the monkey, and the monkey was like, loving on me, like, it's got a new owner now or something. And come to find out, by the way, side note, this is just a wild monkey that some dude caught, put a dog leash on. He's charging tourists like $5-10, whatever he can get from you to take a picture, right? And so apparently the monkey doesn't like women. So we passed the monkey to Gina, and man, this monkey's hissing like it's suddenly a snake, and they do not look friendly when they're upset. I tell you what. So I took the monkey back from Gina and handed it to the guy, and we split. But I think we got a picture. I don't remember if we got a picture of Gina with the monkey or not. It was very brief with her.
Yeah.
So apparently it did not like women. And the same thing happened with alligators. Gina and alligators don't get along. In Florida, we held an alligator, and didn't go well. They whipped their tails,
Yeah.
And she didn't have a good hold on, we'll say.
She got a lot of fingers. That's good.
Let's name your brothers and sisters and their years of birth, if you know them all. You know.
Kenny, March 31st, 1973.
And Gina is June 23rd, 76.
Yeah, and then
Katie is what, February 13th or 10th?
10th.
10th.
78?
78.
Or 9?
I think it's 78, but I could be wrong. So, I think it's 78.
It's actually should be 40. Yeah.
And what about
Now you know how old she is.
oh, she's 39. Everybody knows. So she'll be 39 again next year, and next
That's
year,
right.
and then the year after. And what about Eric?
Eric is no. It's August. August what? I want to say like 21st or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
He was born in what, 1975?
I think he said 76. But I could be
76?
wrong. No, it's
Because he's going to be.
I thought it was an even
42.
number.
He's going to be 42 in August.
So he's just a little bit younger than me.
Yeah.
So, now I know Doris Elizabeth Kane was not your birth mother. She raised you from a very young age. But what was your birth mother's full name?
That was Annette.
Hurlis or something? Or
It's Hurlis now, but it was Annette Miller. Was her
Annette Miller?
Maiden
Okay.
name.
Yeah. So,
I think that was her adopted maiden name.
do you know your mother's name, or date and place of birth and circumstances of birth?
I don't
No.
know.
So.
I do. No, not off the top of my head.
I think
have
your
my
dad
phone
came
in
back
there.
from his mission and he got set up on a date with her, and the rest is history.
Something like that.
So,
He was back from Vietnam.
what's your father's full name?
Oh, Charles King.
Yep. And he was 8848.
Yep.
We all know that. And do you know what was your father's date, place, and circumstances of birth? I think he was born in Chowchilla
He
too.
was born in Chowchilla.
The same hospital?
Yeah.
Do you know, was that like a regular community hospital, or was it like, what is the name of that other one that's like, what is it, like Kaiser? No?
No.
I was born in a Kaiser hospital,
I don't think they had Kaiser hospitals back then.
so
HMO.
maybe not.
I don't think they did. He said he had to sell the car or get rid of the Super Bee when I was born.
The
Because
one that he thought was green or
yeah,
yellow,
it
or
was, he
whatever
thought
it
it was yellow, but it was lime green.
He's colorblind, so I know he didn't know the correct color when he bought it. And it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's
He said he
that's
had
not
to,
yellow.
He had to get rid of the car. He had to get rid of the car because he had to pay the hospital $100 a month for my birth, and it was the same amount as the payment for the car was.
Oh yeah.
So I had to get
Can you
rid of
imagine
the car.
only having $100 car payment? Not nowadays.
The whole car, I think, was like $3,900 or something.
I know you could get back then. You could get it like I think the '65 AC Shelby Cobra 427 when it was new. It was a little older than we are, but when that was new, I think the sale price, and that's a supercar.
Yeah.
That was like the dream machine back then, like $6,500.
Yeah.
And like if you wanted one totally just smoking hot, every
Yeah.
option you could get, I think it was like $7,100. So
That Super Beast were so
that's
much
that's a little. Can you? I don't know. You couldn't even imagine touching one now for that.
fun. Oh no.
Were there any unusual circumstances to your dad's birth? Like anybody car crashes, born in
Not
the
that I
parking
know
lot,
of.
didn't make it to the hospital?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Nothing he's told me.
Now I think I know the answer to this one. What did your father do for a living? I know he was driving tractor, heavy equipment
He
operator.
was doing
for
heavy equipment.
Madera County, right?
He was
making
doing
roads.
heavy equipment. Well, when I was young, he was working for Annette's father at the Miller Pump Company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I did not know that.
And then he did heavy equipment for the city of Madera, I do believe.
Okay. So
Doing
what
road
was
work
the
and
pump?
stuff.
What was the pump situation? What do you know about that?
I just know he worked for the pump company. I'm assuming he was drilling wells and stuff.
Oh, okay. So it was a
Yeah.
well drilling company.
Yeah, they put
Where was that located? Is that on the 99
that was
or
in
something?
Hemet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm learning something here too. I did not know that. So
That's when I was young. Not when I was born. I don't know when I was born. I don't know what he was doing when I was born.
I think he
but
was building roads.
Either
and
he was doing the
stuff
heavy
for
equipment
Madera
and stuff,
County.
but I know right before the divorce, he was working at the for her dad.
Yeah.
So he might have been working for her for a while. I don't know.
Okay.
Or him.
Now, I know Dory worked outside the home. What jobs do you remember your mother doing outside the home? You want to talk about both of them?
Sure, I don't know what Annette did at all.
Okay.
She had a color studio that she did it in the house there for a while. Then she opened up her own salon, basically.
Yeah, I've heard
She
a
did
lot
color
about that.
analysis. Looks like whatever your
Best
season
color.
is
Yeah,
and
she
what
was
colors
good
that
at
you're
that.
supposed to
She was good at
wear.
like picking out what people ought to wear and stuff.
Yeah,
matching
the colors
people
that
up.
goes with your complexion and eyes and hair and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember any other jobs your mom had outside the home?
Well, she did that moving company, but what else did she do? Well, she went to school too. I don't remember her doing.
Yeah, she had a master's degree in.
Psychologist or something.
She had, I think, psychology, but it was based on like
Was it social
like
work?
family and it was like counseling for marriage and family counseling certificates and stuff. So I know she was
But
good
she
at
never-
that. She always wanted to help everybody get on their right path for them. You know, everything from wearing the right color to what you ought to do. So.
Kind of nosy, huh? No kidding.
All right. Can you name any or all of the street addresses that you can recall, and the communities you've lived in, and all the years you were growing up there? This could take a while.
All the addresses?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to.
I don't
come
think
up
I
with
know all the
exact
addresses. Let me see. Gina was born in Anaheim. Kenny was born in Bakersfield. Katie was born in Fresno. I was born in Chowchilla. So there's 3 cities right there.
Then you all landed back in Clovis.
We were in Fresno. We were at Belmont Country Club. Then we moved from Belmont. We used to have a house right on the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved to Fresno off of Van Ness Extension. It was on Kavanaugh. It had a huge Olympic-sized pool.
And that Belmont, that was out in the middle of nowhere back in the day. Huh? That was farmland.
We had our own gas
Yeah.
pump.
Anybody watching this 10 years from now is gonna be like, man, that's city.
We had our own.
That was like in the middle of the city. No, but just so people know,
Yeah,
if
there
they're
was
watching this in the future, there wasn't nothing out
There
there.
was nothing out there but the golf course.
Yeah,
And-
I know. I used to drive by that driving range, see people. It's still out there.
Yeah.
At least the driving range is. I know that.
Dad had this little moped. It wasn't a moped. It was a little scooter that was built. It had a frame and a pull start motor.
Like a mini bike, they called those back then.
Yeah, I guess it was a rat rod type little
Oh, that's cool.
little motorcycle, but it didn't have any brakes.
Your foot was the brake.
Well, yeah, but a lot of times you didn't stop fast enough, so whatever it was you ran into helped. But you
The
could
front
drive that-
shocks were the brakes.
You could drive up and down that street all day long on mopeds or whatever.
Probably
you
not
want,
see anybody, huh?
and not get in trouble. I was young too, so you could do a lot better, more stuff back then. So yeah, we used to go out there and get all the golf. They got these bushes that would poke the crap out of you,
Probably pyracantha,
and then we
firebush.
and then we put on all this stuff in the summertime. So we had gloves and jacket, and our whole face and everything was covered. We'd go into those bushes and we'd pull out all the golf balls in there from the whole year and put them in egg cartons. We go to the thing and wash every single one of them and sell them back to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Sell dozens of golf
It's
balls.
funny, I used to do that at Paso Robles Country Club myself.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were there. Then we lived on Kavanaugh. I went to Malik, and then we moved to, out in the country in Clovis on that 2.5 acres on Locan. Then we moved from Locan to Purvis, and then we moved from something like that. We moved around in Clovis like 3-4
You had Bergen, right?
ended up 448 Bergen. Yeah.
I think the oldest address I can remember was 5120 North Fork Place, and that was out in Heritage Ranch,
It's,
like Paso area. you
20,
know? I think it was about 7.
Which one?
Uh,
Kavanaugh?
6036 North Kavanaugh, right?
I don't
Wow,
know.
that's pretty good.
Kavanaugh.
6036. It's either 603 north of Wolf or it's 6036 on Kavanaugh.
And one of my favorite houses
Yeah.
was 80 North Hughes. I really like that house. I have good memories of having that pool.
Yeah, I remember
That's
your
where my
house
dad
out
had
on
his 40th
Locan was
birthday.
a huge house, big old barn. Now they got a whole. Last time I drove by
The one on
there,
Locan?
they got a whole bunch of people living there, like a whole group. Yeah,
Compound there, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one on the 2.5
6640, yeah, North Locan.
Locan?
that was back when Locan was
Out of the
like
boondocks.
where?
It was 5 miles. I had to
now
walk-
Locan is like strip malls.
I used to, when I went to high school, I had to walk from Clovis High School. If I missed the rec bus after school, I had to walk through the fig orchard to get home. And when they ripped that all out and put housing there, I had to go all the way around. It added like, I don't know, a mile.
You better get up in the morning.
Yeah, that was
A lot of people
crazy.
don't know that was uphill both ways, right?
Yeah. In the snow.
And 110 degree weather.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was snowing,
That used to be
even though it was
all-
135 out.
All around that high school used to be nothing but grapes, orchards.
Oh
When that
yeah,
high school was built.
yeah.
But it was crazy. It was all fig,
Well,
all the way across. Where you know where Bergen Street is? All across that used to be all fig all the way to the high school.
yeah. So much has grown even just in the last 10
The 4
years,
years,
out
the
there.
4 years that I've been gone, or 5 years, it's crazy how far it's expanded out.
It is, isn't it? You know, it's
That
just,
used to be
it's
nothing.
amazing.
It's all this
You know,
concrete jungle.
I was telling somebody the other day, I think Wild Water Adventure is probably going to be in the middle of town soon.
That
You
used
know,
to-
I mean, it's 20-minute drive out. You know,
I remember when it was only the slides and it was nothing but sticker thorn bushes all the way down to it, and it had one snack bar thing, and I cracked my tooth on that place right in half.
Oh,
That's where I
man.
got my cap. Yep.
How old were you then?
Ah, 11, I'm thinking.
11.
10, 9, somewhere around there.
The wave pool's awesome though. I love the wave pool.
Now they got a wave pool and all that.
They
So
got
they got a couple of new rides this year too. We didn't buy passes yet, but we might. So, but can you tell me a nickname that your family gave you and how you got it?
They didn't give me any nicknames.
I'm just thinking about you, that's all.
Hmm.
I don't
Come on,
remember
Ben,
anything.
surely we can think of a nickname for you.
I don't think they called me a nickname.
Benny the Jet or anything like that? Or
Just be
King
jamming.
Benjamin?
No,
Benjamin.
that was.
I know
Oh,
Benjamin.
Chris going when you guys were in high school.
No, Benjamin called. That was from Candy. He used to call me Benjamin all the time.
Candy Bamble?
No, Candy Kane.
Oh.
He used to call me B Jamin all
Oh,
the
you
time.
used to call Chris Turtle. What did he call? What did you call
He
him?
called me Killer, but that wasn't a nickname from the family or mom and dad. I used to call his parents Mama O and Papa O, and he'd call them Papa King and Mama King.
Hmm.
We used to walk in each other's houses like we owned it.
Yeah. And that was Chris?
Chris Knudsen, yeah.
Knudsen.
Or Olson.
Whatever.
Knudsen, Olson. Olson,
Knudsen like the milk?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about any other nicknames in your family that you find amusing you want to share with us. Who else had a nickname?
Kayla, they call her Booger, the next door neighbor. She was picking her nose. when she was little.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that. You're
Patty.
speaking of Kayla, your daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patty and Billy Wood, they used to live next door to me in Sanger. We used to call her Booger all the time because she'd always go over there. Missy was their daughter, and she's having a baby right now. She's 20 years old. She's
Yeah.
not pregnant. Yeah.
So picking her nose was not like a habit like other people have. It was actually like something that you.
She was digging every day. That guy's called a booger. It was funny.
So it was enough to get a nickname.
Yeah.
All right. We'll make sure that she sees this.
That's good.
All right. Tell me a fond memory of your grandpa. Try to give me one from each of
Grandpa?
your grandpas.
Let me see. Grandpa Max.
I only remember one thing about Grandpa.
There's so much stuff. He was a tough old man. He
Yeah.
fell like 3 or 4 stories, and his eyeball popped out of his head, and he put it in his handkerchief, and he walked like 27 blocks to the hospital with his eye in his hand.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you didn't
Wow,
get
Ben,
back
that's
in
a
the
great
day.
story. Thank you for sharing it.
Back in the
You know
day.
I
that?
didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Can you believe we got by without cell phones too?
I know, right?
And back in the day, Grandpa didn't have a cell phone to just call an ambulance. You made it to where you were going, or you didn't.
That's right. He did. He was tough.
People had to be a tougher. You didn't just get help by picking up the phone.
When he came to our house on Locan and he squished Katie behind the door. It was so traumatizing for her. She never forgot. The only vivid memory I have of Grandpa Max was that when he hugged you, he would do this thing where he would rub his face.
His
on you.
facial hair all over you. Beard.
And he was like
His
all
stubble.
prickly,
His stubble.
sharp, like prickly short hairs.
Yeah,
And so it
stubble.
was like he's trying to like sandpaper your face. That's the only real vivid memory I have of him.
Well,
Giving
he
you
used to do
giving
that.
you a little something to complain about.
I actually forgot about that, but yeah, I remember him doing that. Let me see. When we were on the golf course on the Wolf, he made a rabbit cage for us.
He was at our house then?
He came over lots of times, several
Really?
times. Oh yeah, he was there. He was out on Locan. When we were on Locan,
I only remember once on Locan.
well, we were at the Wolf. You were little. You were babies back then. You were real little.
I know, and I just don't remember anything. from
We
Locan. That's when
had rabbits, and he went to found garbage that was laying around the house and turned it into this crazy bunny house. It was crazy. And
Very inventive,
we
huh?
had a tree house out there, and it was your guys' tree house that you played in, and he had it attached to the bottom of it, so it was up off the ground. You just go into it, and you'd open up the cage and slide it back, and you could pull the rabbits and feed it. It had all the feeders on it, and it was
He
like
was a
all wire.
contractor, right?
He was. What did he do? I don't know what he did. He was
He
in.
had several different things he did, but
I think.
thought he was a contractor. Thought he built stuff.
I think he did high rises and buildings and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
I think it was in.
Structural engineering.
I want to say steel framing or something, rivets and the old school thing. I can't remember for sure though. I don't know why. I used to know exactly what he did.
Yeah, Ben actually lived in Wisconsin at the house on 1531 South 30th. What years did you live there? Because I would live there in 1995, 96.
I don't know. It was after my DUI. I DD mad out of there.
Well, when was that?
I don't remember. 96,
It had to be right after I left?
98, 97. No.
Because at 97 I was in the car accident.
No, I was there when that happened. I was back.
Could have been 96, 97, beginning of 97 into 96. Something like that.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
You
very
did a lot of
long.
fixing up on that
I
house too.
gutted it and rewired the whole house and redid the plumbing and redid the electrical and tore out the bottom bathroom and made it all handicapped for her. I mean, completely ripped it up, a new tub and everything in there. New
Nice.
sink, new
So
floor.
that was like, had to be when you already had all those skills too. So,
Well, I went and got a job with Uncle Bill to learn how to do framing because they wouldn't come out and frame it. So I went and got a job, learned how to frame, and then I framed the whole upstairs, the shower and all that stuff upstairs. And because you remember it was that one little toilet that was in the corner? I ripped that all out, and then on the wall where the going out to the balcony, I made that into the shower, but I made the shower come up this way, so the showers were the tallest part, and followed the slope, and put a full tub and bath and everything in there.
Nice. What do you remember about Grandfather Kane?
Grandfather Kane. Oh wait, Grandpa Max, when he was on Locan, staying there, he liked to drink. You know, I have all the bars in Wisconsin. He found a bar at the 500 Club in Clovis Avenue. He walked. Just took off
All the way from Locan?
from Locan by himself. Didn't know which way it was what. Found himself at the 500
Holding his
Club.
eyeball.
No. He found that, and my dad came up, where the hell is Max at? And he's like looking around, and they're all freaking out because Max just took off and found him at the 500 Club right there on Clovis Avenue.
Man, that's
And
that's got to be a
Bullard-
good 5
Bullard to
miles,
Clovis
isn't
Avenue,
it?
It's at least 5 miles. Almost 6 miles, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's nothing for him, right?
Yeah, he walked. He walked.
He didn't
Well,
have
depending on
eyeballs,
what
you know,
time,
you make it a lot further.
depending on what time of year, that could be pretty unpleasant weather to walk in.
Oh, it was in the summertime.
It was
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
He walked out there, and my dad's like, "Oh my gosh, he found his schnocker."
Well, that's probably just
500 Club.
about the closest bar you could get to back then.
That's the closest bar, because
I
three
mean,
bars
Jimbo's
down.
would be even further.
No, that would yeah. Jim's place was on the other side of the street, about
The very closest bar, you didn't wanna
five
go any
storefronts
other
in.
bars.
Well, you got to remember, this is back in the day. This is a good 30 years ago, isn't it? Yeah, at least 25.
Oh, it's over 30 years ago.
That's funny.
Jeez, man, I'm old.
So, I remember your grandfather Kane. He was a very pleasant guy to hang out with.
Let me see. What I can remember about him the most?
Alfred Kane. What was his middle name? Do you know?
Alfred
Charles. I
Charles.
think.
I think.
Oh, okay, so Alfred Charles Kane and then Floyd Kane, your grandma.
So my memory, you know what? I used to. Well, I remember when I was 12 years old, asking that I had to go ask him if I can go work on the farm during the summer.
Was
What
that
It
the
was
farm
like,
in San Luis Obispo or the walnuts or whatever it was?
The grapes,
Stop
the
grape.
5.5
Okay.
square miles of grape we owned in Madera,
Okay.
and had the packing plant. So I had to go over there and ask him to work, and he wouldn't let me work when I was 12. I was really upset that he
Yeah.
wouldn't let me work.
Could you get a work permit at 12?
Yeah, but when I was 13, he let me work out there.
Okay.
So I was 13 years old. He let me work out there. I had to get a work permit to work for the summer, and I made $1.23 an hour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have to pay me full wage because I wasn't.
Yeah, I think minimum wage back then would have been probably 3 something, or was it 4.25?
I think it was. No, it was 2 something.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was under $3. It was $2.75 or something. Was minimum wage.
Hmm.
But because I was a child, they didn't have to pay me minimum wage.
I remember the first time I got a real job and it was $4.25 an hour. I was like,
I
man,
remember
that's so much
$4.25 an
money. It's
hour.
so much money.
You know what? You know what's funny? I was working for $4.25 an hour. Then I got a job for $10 an hour when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
and I was
awesome.
working at 7-Eleven at $10 an hour.
Wow. In high school, they let you work at 7-Eleven? Don't they
Yeah.
sell alcohol?
Yeah, I was selling alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 16 years old.
And nobody said anything.
They didn't care. I had it. Well, someone was 21 working.
Oh,
working on it
okay.
with
So
me.
there was somebody above.
Yeah, but
the
I've
legal
sold
age.
alcohol by myself there. They didn't have, there was no problem.
A lot of times there actually is an exception where if you're a
probably can't
family
do it now.
member, they'll allow it.
I wasn't a
'Cause
family
you're
member.
working
They were
in a
friends
family
of the
business,
family. They were
so-
friends of the family, but yeah, I was working.
Because I worked at a bar when I was underage, and anytime anybody asked, I said, "Oh, that's my uncle. He owns the place."
Well, you know where the funeral home was, right? Where
Yeah.
Well,
Still there.
right. The 7-Eleven's right there. That's the one I worked at.
Oh yeah.
On Clovis
Okay.
Avenue, right
Well, they're
there.
friends of your parents anyway.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
I can't remember her name, but I know who she is. We used to go in there all the time.
I worked there for a long time. I used to actually live with the son for a short period of time. But yeah, let me see. What were we talking about? Alfred?
Grandfather Kane, yeah. I
Okay, so
remember-
yeah, I was like $1.28 an hour or something. So the whole summer I got like, I don't know, $300 or something.
Yeah,
Well, I thought that was a lot of money back then.
it was. It was a lot when you think about it.
Yeah,
think about
so-
what you could buy back then.
But so
with that.
my dad would fly out there and leave me at the ranch in the helicopter. I should fly to the ranch in the
You know
helicopter.
the helicopter ride costs more than anything you made.
So my dad was doing it for work. He didn't care. So I go to work with my dad on Monday morning, fly into work, get all my crap out, and go put it in Jamie's truck, Jamie Hanson's truck.
Oh man, Jamie Hansen, I love that guy.
And I go work.
He's
and,
great.
And
He's
Jamie
still
would take
around.
me, drop me off at Kelly and Ron's. Was it Ron? Kelly and Ron at the time. Or Candy and Ron. So I stayed at our house that Candy and Ron were living in. My dad had another whole furnished house in Thorson he didn't even know about.
I know. The hideout.
He had a gigantic satellite dish. He had mopeds, crossbows. There was all kinds of stuff for me to get in trouble with. That was fun.
And CB radios.
Everything.
The big ones.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I used to play. Yeah. Where you at, McDerrick? 'Cause you keep on choking over me or whatever. Sorry.
The ham radios.
Oh yeah. But anyways, and then I had to get up in the morning and Jamie Hansen. I had to go to ride my bike to his house, and he'd take me out to work.
Man, that guy, Jamie Hansen.
He used to call me Benny, and I hated it.
Well, there's your nickname.
Yeah,
See,
he
you
used to-
lied.
No, the only person that called me Benny was my grandfather.
Oh, so that's where Jamie got it from.
And grandfather and grandmother always call me. I'm like, don't call me Benny, call me Ben or Benjamin. Hey, Benny. I'm like, oh, I was so pissed. It was funny. It was stupid, but whatever.
You still gotta love Jamie though.
He's
That
a
guy's
good guy.
awesome.
Yeah, I saw him at Mom's funeral. I haven't seen him in
He
forever.
came to the funeral and he came up and talked to me too.
Yeah, I haven't seen him
He's-
forever. He's a
he's
good
such a-
guy. He's a good
he's
family friend. You
great.
know, I've known him forever.
Yeah.
And let me see. So yeah, that was fun. Cleaning teeth.
I'm done with my bath because I just put my pajamas on, but I was missing my underwear. But my mom said I don't
Uncle-
need any.
Uncle Ben and I are talking right now. Can you go in the other room? You want to give Daddy a hug and a kiss goodnight?
I'm just
We're just gonna be out here talking for a little bit. I love you. Did you have fun today out on the boat?
yes.
Okay. Go give your Uncle Ben a hug and a kiss goodnight. Okay?
I'm just a little hungry, Joe.
You're a little hungry? Okay. Tell Mommy and see what she says. Okay. So we were talking about Grandfather Kane, and you remember working for him out on the farm for $1.25, $1.28 an hour, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see
So-
what else. I remember working at Mustang